So if you're a huge procrastinator like me, you definitely want to watch this video because I found something that has completely changed how I approach getting things done throughout the month for my business. So one of the biggest things that I struggle with, and I think a lot of small business owners and online business owners struggle with, is that we know that we have certain goals that we have to hit in our businesses. And because we're small business owners and often solo entrepreneurs, our entire month relies on us getting the work done that's necessary to hit the goals that we have. But what I find is that because you are the service provider, the coach, but also the CEO, operations, customer service, you're doing all these different roles in your business, we often get distracted in doing the other work that, yes, is necessary, but often gets in the way of us hitting important goals like our sales goals, our revenue goals that we have for our business. This is a major issue for me, and I'll still kind of pull it off. At the end of the month, I'll still kind of hit or get close to my goal. But what I've found is that most of my days feel like I'm unproductive because while I did do a lot, the things that I absolutely should have gotten done because they're not as fun or because I found some other thing that I think is a little bit more important, I'll focus on those other things, which usually ends up being a form of procrastination. I'll give you an example and tell me if you've done this. Usually when I have something that I need to do, like plan, like maybe work on my funnel emails, I will start working on an email and then think about the fact that I need a header for the email. So then I'll go into Canva and I'll realize, oh, my old email headers have my old branding. So now let me update that. So now I've updated that. But then I'll be like, oh, did I ever update the link in my Instagram bio to accommodate for this thing that I'm about to send this email about? So then I'll go and check that. Then I'll be like, well, let me look at the landing page real quick because now I have to link the page in the email. So I'll go check out the landing page. Then I'll see something there and I'll start to do that. And then I'll get an email from someone. So then I'll go and check that. And then I'm like, oh, did I post for the day? And what happens is that email never gets sent that day. And that email was a crucial part of my launch process. The solution that I found that I really wanted to share with you, if you haven't heard about it, is the 12-week year. The book literally changed my life back in, I would say 2022. How it changed my life is essentially the book is teaching you that you're not looking at 365 days as a year. You're looking at 3 months as a full year, which means you get 4 years in a single year. And when you think about time and collapse time like that, what it allows you to do is to kind of eliminate a lot of the procrastination, because if every single day is no longer a day, but it actually equals a week. And if every single week is no longer just a week, it's a month. And if every month isn't just a month, it's now a quarter. And if every quarter is a full year, when you look at time like that, instead of thinking, oh, I still have 11 months in the year, I still have 10 months left, I still have 9, 8, 7. Now you're like, oh my God, I just wasted an entire week today. And when you can program your brain to think about that, I think it will eliminate procrastination for all of us. It has for me. I have created a 12-week year planner inside of Notion because I wanted a template to be able to use. And then naturally, I gave that template to everybody in my marketing community as well as in my coaching programs. Now, of course, these are my paid programs, so of course I would give them bonus things. However, I also wanted to show them every single year how to get that 12-week year plan set up and how you would essentially go about coming up with your 12-week year. And so in this video, and by the way, it's just a behind the scenes video. I'm not doing a whole bunch of fancy editing for you. Watch it if you want to watch it. If you really want to learn, you can watch it. If you don't, then don't watch it. I'll do my best to make sure that the chapters are outlined so you can skip to different things. And I will also make sure that you, if you want to get the 12-week year planner, you can definitely get that. But otherwise, I hope you enjoy watching my entire process. And I'm telling you, I literally walk through from the setup of thinking it through what my 3-year vision and my 5-year vision or my short-term and long-term vision vision is what they call it. And then the 3 things that I want to accomplish in this first 90 days or my first year. And then I set up 1 full month, which is essentially a quarter. I set up that first full quarter already and took care of that. I want you to kind of look through how I set all those things up, how I set the goals, how I established what things were absolutely necessary, what I felt like were the lead and lag indicators that would tell me I was doing a great job, how I'm going to make sure that I have self-accountability and awareness around what I'm actually accomplishing and what I'm not. And you can see all that in the video. So enjoy. Hey y'all, I'm working on my 12-week year resource for my own self and my business. And I figured I would just record this. Just a little thing of me working on mine so you can work on yours. So my 12-week goals is first to generate $15K in revenue. For month 2 is to make $10,000 from just digital offers and to get 20 new members. I wrote it as if it's already happened. What I did in my 12-week year, like the main section, is I reviewed what I said I wanted to accomplish just to make sure it still felt accurate. And then I changed this from like I want to I make, like it already happens. And I added things that I felt like I needed to add, like my membership has 100 amazing members by the end of 2024, something that I added. Then I documented what my goals are, which you've already seen. And then I did the goal reflection. So, you know, it's important. Why is it important to me? And what am I going to do to celebrate? So my celebrations is going to be 1, to book a staycation when I make $15K this month in Midtown. I used to do a staycation every single quarter just for my mental health as a business owner. And I stopped doing it. I want to get back to a lot of the mental health things that I used to do very consistently, like writing my journal and gratitude and all the things. For month 2, I already want to go to Switzerland with my brother. It's supposed to be after my niece's graduation. We were going to go to Switzerland, or we talked about going to Switzerland maybe in June. And so by month 2, hitting my second goal means I'm going to book that trip and commit to it. And then in month 3, after the goal with the membership, I plan to go to this amazing restaurant in Buckhead here. It's called MCK, and I want to go with my husband. So that's that. Second thing is, this thing here had all of these things from Q3, which is annoying me. And it had like 2022 as well and 2023 for me. So that was annoying. So what I did was I went up to filter, which is here. I selected the filter of year. It doesn't show here anymore because I already have it. And then I selected that the year is 2024 only. If I were to add 2023, you can see all the stuff that I used to have in here. I don't want to see that stuff. I just want to see 2024. So I did that. And then in here, I created the quarter. So I just clicked on new, and then I have to get out of it so I can get this side peek thing and then grab this quarter. And then I changed the name. This will be for Q2. And see, now it has something. Okay. So that's that. So that's the first thing I did. I'm going to do this down here as well. So I don't want to delete these things. So I want to keep all of my old stuff. But what I do want to do is instead of the quarter being Q3 that I'm showing, I want it to be Q1. And then I'm going to add a filter for the year. And I only want to see 2024. Which I've already created. And I just made the first month and I didn't name it. So let's change this to January. Okay. The goal for January, which is here, is this. So now I'm going to go back. Oops. And paste it here. And then I don't like when my pages are off to the side like that. It stresses me out. So I'm going to open it in full page. So that's that. But I'm not done with what I was doing in, the Q1. So anyway, I'm going back to this one first. So you have your goal reflection. I just copied mine from the main page and then I pasted and synced it so that I don't have to keep copying and pasting this. Down here is where you make your personal commitments. So you want to make sure that you make statements And then you're going to be very specific about what you're going to accomplish. So instead of me saying, generate 15,000 in revenue or whatever, I'm going to say, I'm going to make X amount from VIP days. I'm going to make X amount from my shop, and I want to make X amount from the membership or whatever. And then you're going to say the actions that you need to take in order for that to happen. And then you're going to say what it's going to cost you to make this commitment to yourself. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. And then for making 10,000 from digital offers, my goal represents my business. I will focus on 1 to 2 of my shop offers and make have some upsells and make $10,000 from the shop. And then I will add 20 new members to the membership. My goal represents my business. I'm starting the year off focused on business goals because I did a lot of personal stuff for myself last year, and I do have a goal to lose some weight and be healthy and all those things. But right now, I'm really, really focused this quarter on the business itself. I've had a lot of time to rest for the holidays, really starting since Thanksgiving, and especially since my niece has been in town. And so I'm kind of in that spring, summer place of energy that I talked about in the Marketing Mastery Matrix Masterclass of like, what season are you in business? And I feel like I'm in a spring season, like I have ideas flowing and I feel energetic and I feel like really excited about the business. So then the next thing is to do a keystone action that will have the biggest impact on reaching your goal. It needs to just be one action that's going to make the greatest impact. I'm going to write that action. So for example, I would say in order for me to book the clients and make $10,000, which was the example here, of all the things that I have to do, the most impactful would be to create and post all of my launch content if I was doing launch content. So my goal is to make $15,000 in revenue this month. And I would say that the thing that's going to have the greatest impact is to sell daily. I don't often sell every single day. So my goal is to sell every single day. In order for me to get 1 to 2 sales, focus on my offers in my shop, and to make $10,000 from the shop, I think the greatest thing that I can do is to post 1 reel a day during weekdays at least. I need visibility on the shop. I need traffic to the shop. And I think that the easiest and quickest way for me to do that is to post 1 reel a day. Lastly, for me to add 20 new members to the membership, I think the thing that's going to have the greatest impact is for me to officially do a launch. To do an official launch following a launch process. I have not done that with the membership since really the beginning. And it's like every time I get ready to do a launch, I never make it through. And I don't know why I haven't done that. So then basically, then you have to determine the cost that you will pay to consistently take that action every single week. So you really have to think about what things you typically do that you spend your time on that takes away from the time that you would have been doing that activity. And so the first one for me to sell daily, there's really nothing that I think I spend my time on that would take away from me just taking a moment to sell every single day. I think that what it's going to cost me is comfort. I think that I will have to step outside of my comfort zone. I don't really like, it's not that I don't like to sell, because I think when I don't feel like I'm saying the word I'm selling, I feel fine about it. But I do notice that I don't really make a conscious effort to sell every single day. So I think what it's going to cost me is tracking my activity, taking the time and tracking my activity. Cost number 2 of posting a reel every single day is, I think in order for me to commit to doing a reel every single day, I think I'm going to have to like block off a time, like commit to a time and like commit to a schedule. So I think the commitment cost is going to be committing to a recording schedule and taking the time to plan these reels out. I don't really do any of that. And then to do an official launch, it's going to cost me, scrolling on TikTok and running personal errands during business hours. Primarily because in order for me to get through a launch, Liam can't be home. He's very distracting. And so because I know I have to get him at 2:15 every day now, and he's going to be home, I typically can't really get focused work done during those hours because he wants me to spend time and give him my undivided attention. And so I know if I'm doing a real launch, I have to get everything done during business hours for the launch. Okay. So the last step is just focus on the first month stuff that you want to do, which is generating this 15K. And I think I already put it on here, right? Yep, I did. Okay. So now you're thinking through your weekly plan. And so the month that I need to see is January. Perfect. And then for me to hit this 15K in revenue, every single week, I need to be submitting to 15. So I took that masterclass for doing stuff inside of Upwork. And our goal was to submit to like 3 every single day, 3 projects in there every single day, or spend 20 minutes doing that every single day. And so if I submitted to 3 every single day for a week, then I should have 21 things that I submitted to every single week. So submit 20 proposals in Upwork. This is due week 1, January. Due date here. This is a priority item. And yeah, captured. Perfect. The next thing, and I'm going to duplicate this, so I'm just going to do this. This is also due in week 2. Captured. This one is due on the 14th. This is also a priority. All right. The next thing that I need to do is, what I'm thinking through right now is, do I want to take the time? I want to send one, actually no, I'm going to post. So I'm thinking about things that I do on a daily basis. And when you get your scorecard, I don't want it to be all or nothing. So for example, 20 proposals, or it's supposed to be 21 proposals. Jesus, Letitia. 21 proposals. What if I only submitted 19? I want to have some sort of reflection that even though I didn't do 21, I still did some of it. And so that would mean that I would have to do 21 of these for week 1, which is stupid. That's silly because I'm trying to like game the system. It's like I want it to not be all or nothing, so I don't have to commit. And that's me, I think, trying to avoid doing some work. So instead, I'm going to do what I need to do and say, okay, post 3 reels a week. I'm going to copy that. And then the last thing that I want to make sure I definitely do is send 5 emails a week. These are the only things that I'm focused on. This is diversifying where I'm doing everything. So submitting proposals on Upwork is giving me an opportunity to just go to where people are actively searching for someone to do jobs. That at least gets me some revenue regardless. Like if I'm submitting 21 proposals every single week, I'm going to start booking some of those, right? So that gives me some revenue regardless of anything else happening. I am working on that. Posting 3 reels a week is going to give me very big visibility on my account. And then that allows me to do like stories and to sell every single day and to have an audience, which is going to make you feel good about yourself, but also gives you the kind of visibility that you need to your account. I believe in diversifying your marketing. And so having the last step be for me to send emails, usually because people need to have you see you or to have a lot of different touch points. When people talk about those 8 to 21 touch points, they mean it. Now, some touch points are going to have a higher weight. So like if I were to go live and that was one of the opportunities that someone engaged with me, that's going to have more weight than someone just seeing my reel. They probably need to see more things from me that week. But if they saw a live, that probably counts as like 8 anyway, because they got to engage with me or feel a personal connection. And I'm thinking through all of the different ways that I want to interact. So then sending those 5 emails gives me kind of like a backup touch point where they're not just seeing me in stories and seeing me on Insta, which is where I generally get, clients from. But I also want them to then see me via email and to get consistent emails where every email isn't like a promo where I'm, just selling, something like doing like a, Black Friday sale or whatever. I want them to just get 5 emails from me. That will be easy because I'm just going to be repurposing what I'm talking about. And right now I already have what I want to repurpose. My posts that I've been doing on Threads were getting a lot of attention. And so I'm like, perfect. I know what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to just share what I've been working on in my own business for marketing to diversify and do my marketing. So anyways, you got to mark all of these as captured so that it shows up for these weekly actions, which I'm going to update the filter in a minute, and then have due dates. Perfect. I'm trying to think if there are any other weekly actions that I need to take. Because my goal is to make like this $15,000, I need to make the Marketing Mastery Matrix funnel emails. They need to be completed. And I need to complete them this week because I want to promote that stuff. This is due this week. Then I also need to create a PDF or landing page about audit. I'll give myself until next week to complete that. I have this new content audit that I want to do. And this is definitely a priority. These 2 things are priorities. So I want to document that about content. Yeah, this audit, I know what the audit is. And then lastly, update VIP day page. I need that also to be done next week. Captured. It's due by the 14th. It is a priority. Okay. And one thing about the 12-week year is you're not supposed to just do a million things. You only want to do what's necessary to hit this goal. Only what's required, not just all the things that you can just come up with one of the things that I think is going to help me sell services is committing to LinkedIn. And so I am going to repurpose VIP day content for LinkedIn. And I need to do that every single week. And I will not skip on this. And I keep saying, Letitia, just do LinkedIn. You already have all this content on Instagram. Just repurpose it. Do you think I've done it? No. Oops. And this is the only thing, these are the only things that I feel are necessary for me to hit this goal, these goals that I have. I have a goal of making 15,000 in revenue. I've been averaging 10 lately because I haven't really committed to selling on a regular basis, because I haven't really had to in the past. I was doing a launch. Launches do take care of you hitting your revenue goals, honestly. Launching consistently and all the time and doing a live launch is not feasible. And so because I was teaching launching, it was just easier for me to just launch, because I could show people this is what launches do for your business. But then as my life shifted, I knew I couldn't keep up with doing launches exactly like I was doing them before, because a lot of what I was doing before was like making these long form videos, but also a lot of it was going live. I was very active on social media and I had the energy to do that. My energy just isn't there anymore as far as being active all the time. You guys see me on social all the time, like on a regular basis. I'm very consistent, but I'm not frequent the way that I used to be. And so because of that, I know that I need to switch my stuff up to reflect my energy these days, or at least right now. And I just know it's not realistic. So anyway, I did all of this. Next is, before you commit to this plan, what will you struggle with taking these actions? So the first thing is remembering to sell every single day. Oh, and I want to document that. And again, sell 7 days a week. I already don't typically post on the weekends. Remembering to sell every single day. I want to turn these into bullets. What other things will I struggle with? Consistency, because I typically don't plan things in advance. And then I procrastinate and push things to the next day or later in the day and never get back to them. I focus on other things that have nothing to do with goals throughout the day, then feel like I never have time to do the work I actually needed to get done. This is what the 12-week year was about, by the way. It's about the fact that we will focus on 100,000 other things that have nothing to do with what we specifically and explicitly said was necessary for us to hit our goals. And so this month, I want to get into a habit of focusing solely on the things that I need to focus on. And I have to use my 12-week year planner. And I fell off. Like when I made this planner back in 2021 or 2022, whenever I made it, I was very committed to it. Like I was obsessed with it. I think it was 2022. I don't remember though. And because I was obsessed with it and I had just read the book for the first time, naturally I committed to doing it, right? I was going hard. And then I fell off, and then I would get start my membership. And then I would show it to the new people, or I would start a new coaching program and I would give it to those people. And when I'm actively doing it with other people, which is the point of it, by the way, is to do it with other people, I noticed that I was more committed. But then when I'm not doing it with others, I don't commit to it. And so I do know that I need support, and I don't think about the fact that I need support. What will I do to overcome these struggles? So turn this into a bullet. And then I will use a daily tracker to track whether or not I sold every single day. I will add my task to my to-do list and prioritize those things. I will add my task to my to-do list. No, I will commit to a schedule and focus on business stuff only during business hours. I will turn on focus on my phone every day automatically. You can schedule your phone to be in focus mode during certain hours of the day. That forces you to not get calls and notifications. And you can have a favorites list of people whose calls can come through. I need my mom's call. I need my kid's school to come through. I need to hear from my dad or my husband. I don't need to hear from anybody else. And then to overcome my focus struggle, I will prioritize the things from this list first every day, and then anything else I can get done during business hours will get done. Okay. And then the filter, obviously it's wrong, so let me go January. Okay, and now it already has it because I put captured. If you don't select captured, it won't be in here. So now that I turned on January, it only has the stuff that I have in here for January. And this is your weekly scorecard. So I want to be able to see that I did what I was supposed to do. Last thing you need to do is this side. So as things are completed, so when I make my funnel, I need to document that I did it. If I'm submitting proposals, I'm going to document that I did them. Anyway, so lastly, you need to document what your lead indicators and your lag indicators are going to be. Lead indicators are the things that you see that I think people, because they're looking for lag indicators, because they're focused on lag indicators, I made sales or I did this, I did that. You sometimes don't celebrate the lead indicators that show that you're headed in the right direction. So if I'm submitting proposals every single week, and so many of them, some of the lead indicators I'm going to be looking for is proposals accepted, invitations to interview. So that's Upwork related. Increased visibility on Instagram, open rates of 40% minimum on emails, click through rate of 2% minimum on emails. I would say consultations booked for VIP day, DMs about services, mini chat automations being used, ManyChat prompts working, and filling my comments DMs with the word. Those are lead indicators that I should see. Increase visibility to VIP day page on sites. Lag indicators are going to be like the sales, right? So it's usually you making money or making sales. So lag indicators that I want to document is booking VIP days, booking up work project, sales from shop. And then the only next step is every single Monday, you're going to reflect on the previous week. So on the 8th, I should be reflecting, or excuse me, on the 9th, which would be that Monday, I would be reflecting on how week 1 went and seeing what my score is down here. And then I would complete, I would be able to see this. Week 1, it's going to show me if I've done anything. So you want to make sure that your stuff is on the correct thing. So let me go back to it. Sorry, I'm not giving you directions because I forgot that you have to do this. So down here is where you're going to reflect on whether or not you hit your goal. So you're going to go to week 1. You see that I need to go to the filter. The filter says month of July. I'm not in July, so I need to go to January. And then you see that I have all these things I'm supposed to be completing, which is from my January stuff. I also want to copy over the things from here. So my lead and lag indicators, I'm just going to do this copy. And then I'm going to go back to week 1. And I'm going to just paste all of those things. Same thing with these deliverables. I want to probably put these things inside of something. Let's turn into a call out. And then I'm going to, I don't like this thing being, I'm going to do like a trophy. And I'm going to do money. Boom. So now the reason I turned these into a call out is because I just want to be able to copy these and sync it with January. I don't want to have to keep doing this. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm doing this and then paste and sync. I am going to also do the same thing on this section here, specifically because actually, let me just, I'm going to do a call out. I like to do these call outs because when stuff is in this little box, it behaves. I don't know why I put my little call out down here, but I'm going to put my call out up here. And then I'm going to take these things and drag them in here. Why did I do that? I said just these things. Y'all see that? Okay. That's being rude. These things are not together. It's like it thinks that these things are together. Relax. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a check mark for that one. And then same thing, I'm gonna do copy and then go down to week 1 and do paste and sync. And I might actually, you see how this is for week 1, right? I'm gonna do week 1 here, because now I'll only sync this with what was completed for this particular week's stuff. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to go back to this now. So you get why I did that. So now these things will be synced. This is synced. Scorecard is just for this stuff. So same thing. You got to go here to filter, change this month to January. And now you have all the stuff that you're supposed to be doing in January. And now you'll be able to reflect. So then I can also copy these things, you know, into here, apparently. Lots of copy pastes. Okay, I am going to just copy this box and do the same thing because I ain't got time for that shit. And just delete this one. Paste and, paste and sync. And now it's all in the same thing. Okay, perfect. So now everything is set up and ready to go. And then all I'm gonna do is every week, so on Mondays, I'll go back and reflect on this. You're supposed to do this in like a weekly WHAM, a weekly accountability meeting with other people, and you just would kind of talk about what you didn't do and what you did do and what commitments you're going to make to change whatever you didn't accomplish. And that's it. That's how you do the 12-week year every single month.